Yeah, welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe. They attack your boss and you stay silent. Wike criticizes Reuben Abati amid ICC renovation. Federal Capital Territory FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has reignited national controversy with a sharp-tongued speech delivered at the commissioning of the left-hand service carriageway of the Outer Southern Expressway from Akpo to Wassa. At the event, Wike fiercely defended the extensive renovation of Abuja's International Conference Center (ICC), lashing out at critics who have questioned both the scale and the cost of the project. He claimed the upgrade was nearly complete reconstruction, with only the external frame left untouched. The whole interior has been transformed, Wike declared. Anyone still complaining clearly lacks a sense of aesthetic or is just being unpatriotic. He dismissed comparison to the $240 million dollars spent to build the ICC in 1991, insisting that such arguments ignore decades of inflation and shifting exchange rates. He urged the public to factor in today's economic realities before criticizing the project's budget. In a pointed aside, Wike criticized journalist and former presidential aide Reuben Abati, accusing him of failing to publicly defend his former boss, President Goodluck Jonathan, when he came under political fire. Your boss was being attacked from all directions and you stayed quiet. Wike said, "But I'm not like that. I will always defend my leader." The most provocative part of Wike's address, however, came when he addressed government critics who expressed hopelessness or called for radical action. "If you are so disillusioned you want to die, I have land to bury you. Africa is overpopulated anyway. If you want to go, then go," he said, a comment that drew swift outrage online. Social media users and civil society voices condemned the statement as cruel and inappropriate for a public servant, especially in a nation grappling with economic hardship and mental health crisis. While some supporters praised Wike's outspoken defense of government projects, others warned that such rhetoric risks deepening public mistrust. Wike's remarks have reignited conversations around political decorum, the tone of public dialogue, and how leaders should respond to criticism in a democratic society. Well, Wike and Abati has been at each other's throat for a very long while now, immediately since the beginning of this administration. Even sometimes not even before now, Wike and Abati has been, fighting through the media, talking and throwing tantrums at each other. But then, in this regards, this one is about the fact that during Reuben Abati's tenure as the spokesperson for the president, then that was President Goodluck Jonathan, he wasn't defending, according to Wike, please, he wasn't defending his own boss because there were attacks left, right, and center. People were talking, and nobody was, responding. And it was Reuben Abati's job to make sure that he responds to the public and defend his boss. So, in Wike's view, then the silence of Reuben Abati means it was just allowing his boss to be subject to unnecessary attacks. And currently now, the present administration hired Wike in quotes now as a minister of the Federal Capital Territory, and one of the legacy of the project that is being done in the FCT now is the reconstruction or the renovation of the International Conference Center that was first, constructed in 1991 during the tenure of the then military ruler, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. Now, they criticize the fact that the amount that was used to build that particular edifice in 1991 was around 240 million maybe dollars or so or naira, but right now they use about 39 billion naira to build the same thing, and Wike came out to answer what Reuben Abadi has said in during his criticism of the humongous amount, that the fact that it was 39 billion naira doesn't mean there is a problem or it's overrated or over bloated compared to 241 million naira in 1991. So it's importantly, made the public to understand the exchange rate as at that time. And if I can be correct, I think Rufai Hosseini was saying naira to dollar then was $1 to 9 naira, and today it is $1 to 1,500 naira plus. And if we look at it in that regard, the amount of money used to build it then is almost now equal to the same amount now based on the exchange rate, and that's the reality on ground. And Wike specifically said he decided to speak out to defend his boss, that's the president, knowing fully well that people will continue to criticize, sometimes blindly, without having necessary information or done their due diligence and their own works. So he was also saying this when he was trying to flag off commission another particular project done in the FCT, that is the left-hand service carriageway of the Southern Expressway from Akpo to Wasa in FCT. And not only that, we saw that in the process of responding, Wike uttered some statement that some people in some quarters believe it is harsh, because he said some people want to die. Well, it's their issue. If they want to go, they should go. But he has enough land even to bury them, and that was what makes the language very, very harsh. They believe that in the midst of the economic reality, Nigeria needs soothing words that can encourage them. But we know that Wike is not referring to Nigerians. He's talking to his critics, the likes of Reuben Abati. But we cannot rule out the fact that there is need for constructive criticism even of the government, so as to keep the government on the stool. Likewise, it should be allowed, the opposition to also come out to have their way or to have their say as regards the matters on ground, so that the government can drive in the right direction and give the best even unto the people. Is very, very important. But therefore, Wike to say that in his own word now, anyone still complaining clearly lacks a sense of aesthetic or is just being unpatriotic. Well, he might, utter his statement, but he should remember that criticism is part of the job. That's just the reality. He also, in his criticism of Reuben Abati, has said it that he has failed even to, defend his former boss. And also, he said, if you are so disillusioned you want to die, well, I have land to bury you. Of course, Africa is overpopulated anyway. If you want to go, then go. Mr. Minister should be careful of what they churn out even onto the public. This is very, very important. Keep liking. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you share. Give us your thumbs up. Thank you.